Hello and welcome. Today we're back in beautiful Mallorca with more wingfoil racing. Day 2 of the Bàlearia Wingfoil Spain series that took place in Es Caló next to Club Náutico in Arenal this past weekend. Yesterday was an exciting day. Gunnar Biniasch, who is the current Spanish Cup champion, came as a favorite to win the race. Here his summary of race day 1.
The day ended like it started, light, with pretty light wind. I was on the 7 the entire time, like in the middle of that. It was pretty nice. I think we got up to about 17, 18 knots, and that was really fun racing. We got 7 races done. I won all of those, so I'm pretty set up for tomorrow, so I can take it easy more. Yeah, sunny, warm, good wind.
Good stuff, then, Gunnar. Excellent, congratulations. All right.
He did not disappoint us. Of the 7 races he did, he won 6. In one race he did an OCS in the 3rd race, passed the starting line just a hair too early. He wasn't alone. Julian Lopez-Becker and Gianni Grassi also got OCSs for starting too early. In the wetsuit care category, Ruben Salvador did really well and won 5 of the 7 races in their group, followed by David Perez, who won 2 races. Multiple winner of previous competitions, Regi Dils, was suddenly looking at the 4th place after day 1. Exciting racing in this group as well. Now, with a day's racing under the belt, we expect some better results from the local riders, to give Gunnar a fight for each and every race of the 5 races that they will do today. Also yesterday, Gunnar surprised many riders by going with a high aspect, 840 square centimeter foil and a big 7-meter wing. And he was fast, really fast. So naturally, some of the other riders have been digging through their wing supply last night to find the biggest wing they have to compete better in today's race. Julian Lopez-Becker and Miguel Judra weren't that far behind yesterday, so we hope to see some exciting racing from them today. Here's a quick recap of the current standing after day 1. Here we check in with a few of the riders about yesterday and their expectations of today.
Okay, so here we are with man position 2nd, Miguel Judra. And what are your thoughts of yesterday?
Yesterday, okay. Yesterday it was my first time doing a race with upwind track. So in the first one I made a mistake. So I tuck really early.
Cost you more time?
Yes, it cost me a lot of time.
And what is your plan for today?
Today I'm trying 6 meters instead of 5.5. So I got both. I got the 5.5 and I got the 6. So I will give a try with a 6 to get more power.
Okay, good luck.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so here we are with Gunnar Biniasch, the current leader from race day 1. What were your thoughts from yesterday?
Yesterday was quite nice. I mean, we started the day with probably about 14 to 16 knots of wind. That was quite fun. We're still on big wings,
yeah.
Power and go fast. But I was on a smaller foil, like by the end of the day for the last 2 races. And it's nice flat water here. It's a beautiful backdrop, so it was fun just going fast and going around the marks.
All right. Yeah. And what's your game plan for today?
Today is just actually play it safe. I mean, I've got like a 10-point lead. So unfortunately, I did get an over early yesterday, which I didn't expect. I mean, it was super close on the video. I personally wouldn't have said I was over, but I mean, I get another discard in 2 more races. But until I get that, I should not do anything really stupid. I just have to keep finishing races, and I think I can keep winning. But it's always good to just keep winning.
Okay, good. All right, good luck today, Gunnar.
Thank you.
If you like this video, give it a like. If you want to follow me and the channel, please consider to click the subscribe button. Leave a comment of your thoughts after watching the video. There are 40 plus more videos on my channel. Check the others out as well. All supports my work making more videos. Thank you very much. Many of the riders yesterday were new or hadn't been racing for a while. A race is very different from wingfoiling on a normal day at home. You are pushing yourself and your material to the max. And you are doing this alongside other riders that are also pushing themselves and their material to the max. You may be faster than them or you may be slower than them. You do anything to go as fast as possible. This makes everything different and much harder. As everybody was more familiar with how things work around the competition, the preparations went much faster today. The forecast for today is less wind than yesterday. We are looking at about 12-13 knots. When the afternoon onshore wind came up, the organizers gave the 30-minute signals earlier than yesterday to get the best of the wind of today. Everybody quickly got into the water. Here we see the start of race 8, which is race 1 today, and immediately we see Gunnar getting ahead. Today he mounted a larger foil, a North high aspect 1050 square centimeter foil. This would probably mean that he will be a bit slower, but safer also if the wind drops. The course today was a little bit different, all downwind racing. Yesterday they had the last leg up to the start line from buoy 3. The difference between Gunnar riding regular and Julian riding in fakie is big, as we see here. Not until Julian switches to regular he's able to keep the same upwind course as Gunnar. Could the different stance really affect the riding upwind this much? This is worth remembering. As we see they attacking back upwind to get to the starting line, this is all done after they pass the finish line down by the end of the course, and it's not in the race. In race 10, third today, Gunnar and Julian started off really fast. They got a lead over the group and it grew all the time. Worth mentioning is that the group Bàlearia Open Pro and Advanced Suit Care have different rules regarding the size of the foils. There are no limitations for the pros to choose size, but the WSCA category must have a foil of minimum 1450 square centimeter. This would affect the possible speed during the race, and it's not the whole truth that the first riders are solely riding faster. They have smaller front foil wings, and because of the density of water, that makes a huge difference between the riders of the two groups. Since they all ride together, I thought a clarification would be in place. But some of the pros and riders from the second category WSCA are riding at the same speed. Here we see Gunnar passing the finish line, followed by Julian Lopez-Becker, Gianni Grassi and Miguel Judra. And here, ladies and gentlemen, we see a very slick jibe a la Gunnar Biniasch. He switches his feet before the jibe. That is interesting. If anyone have tried that, I can say it's not easy to move over to fakie while riding. But it looks easy and works great. Another thing worth remembering. Here we see Tony Sastre and Gianni coming up to the starting line too early and as they turn and losing speed and position doing so. That's the backside of being too fast before the start. And then the signal sounds, flags drop and race is on. Full speed ahead. I see Miguel Judra's changed wing, gone back from his 6 meter to his strike 5.5 meter. And that change looked to be a great change. He's off like a rocket. Followed by Gunnar and Gianni, Miguel Barceló, Dani Bodes, Rui Lages and Julian is last. Looks like he wasn't getting up on foil. The wind must be dropping. We also see Ruben leading the way in the second buoy in the WSCA category, followed by David Perez, Sebastian Alomar, Angel Candel and Tony Sastre. Regedils probably had some troubles and he's behind the rest. Yeah, race 11 belongs to Miguel Judra, who gets a bullet in this race. Well done, Miguel. As the riders are tacking upwind, they have to pass through some serious boat traffic to and from Arnal and the harbor. What do you know? That's interesting, and of course makes everything a little bit more complicated.
Okay, we're here together with Julian Lopez-Becker.
Yes,
Okay, how was the racing today?
today was really light wind, so we couldn't go really fast as yesterday, but it was really fun, and we had some good battles with him, with Gunnar, and yeah, we had fun. Also, Miguel could get a bullet, so we're happy.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Well done.
Thank you.
We're here with Gunnar after the race, day 2. What's your impressions?
It was pretty hard. It was very light, like bottom limit for me. As a heavier rider, it's a bit difficult. I almost didn't start race 4. I managed to get up on the foil again about 20 seconds before the start. Started pretty late. I'm still so happy that I still managed a second place in that. So I'm pretty happy. I've won. So
But yesterday you were kind of dominating, and today the Mallorcans gave you a little bit of a fight.
yeah, like I said, I had a few bad starts, but then again, also today my plan was not to win every race. My plan was just to keep on them, put some pressure, but not push too hard. Because like I said, if you make a small mistake here, you catch a piece of our lead. Just stay safe. It doesn't matter if you finish second. We have discards, so.
And keep the overall in mind.
Exactly. That's regatta racing. Sometimes it's not smart to push really hard because.
So, but it was worth coming into Mallorca overall.
Oh yes.
Despite all those things.
Despite getting trapped in an elevator yesterday, it was all good. As long as the bad stuff happens on land and the good stuff happens on the water.
It did. Well done. Congratulations.
Thanks, Frederick.
All right. Okay, we're after the race day 2. We're here with Miguel, Yoda, and what happened today?
Today I tried 6 meters because I thought, with half square meter more, I was going to be faster, and more power strike. So the new strike, even it has less power, it goes really upwind and it's a really, really fast wind. So when I switched the wing, I won the race.
All right.
Yes.
So the Mallorcans gave Gunnar a fight today.
Yeah. We won 3 races.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we are happy because nobody else.
You guys get a revancha.
Revancha. Yes. We won revancha. Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Well done.
Okay.
Well done. Ruben, how was it today?
Oh, today it was 5 rounds or 5 editions, 5 regattas, I don't know the name. The 2 first was perfect because the wind was constant, the minimum wind that we need, but then was going through. And the last 2 races was difficult. Wow. It's only to relax, to take off the board, because if you are flying and you keep flying, but I drop in one point and to take off again, you lose all the position.
Yeah, that's difficult. So
Complicated.
I think you are the winner. How will you celebrate tonight?
Or sleeping?
Yes, because you have made what, 13, 14?
It was 12.
So congratulations to Ruben Salvador,
Nice.
the winner of Wetsuit category.
Yeah.
For the
The Grandmaster.
So the flag, the winner in category advanced. Wetsuit. It's on Mallorquín.
Let's see.
The flag, the trophy stays in Mallorca.
The trophy stand is an ensaimada. I think it's more easy than the name of the place.
Well done, Ruben.
Hey, thanks to you.
Congratulations.
The atmosphere is great. Everyone is happy to have participated in the race, and despite some difficulties with the wind, overall good conditions here in Mallorca this weekend. We closed the book on the Wingfoil Spain Series competition here in Mallorca, July 2022. What a great weekend. What a great racing we have seen. All in all, a very good experience. I think many of us are longing to the next race, and I will be back then. Remember to like, share and subscribe if you haven't already. Please leave a comment about your experiences with racing or with this video. Thanks for watching. If you have watched this far, you are awesome. Write to awesome in the comments below to let me know who went all the way. Alright, this is Fredrik Ekmark from wingfoil_Mallorca signing off. And I will see you in the next video. Stay safe.
All right, we are waiting for the winners, 2nd place and 3rd place, to come in here and receive their or from the public?
Bien, en primer lugar, el ganador de esta categoría budget, de esta parada de Mallorca, es para Rubén Salvador.